Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's currently 5 minutes to 5 in the morning, and I was just sitting here and reading, and then I got a thought that, with this recent shooting in Pittsburgh, in this Jewish synagogue, um, shoot mass shootings have become a norm in America, unfortunately. And they're happening in schools most prominently, and now this one was fueled by racism and hatred. And it reminds me of what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia, the state that I was born in. And I have to admit that this this news about these domestic terrorist acts and racism and hatred and violence and death and all this negativity, it does get me down from time to time. I can't pretend to be happy all the time, and even more so, I can't pretend to ignore it or that it doesn't exist in my world, but in my world it does, and it does make me sad. But for all of you watching, I think I think I should make this video to let you guys know that it doesn't have to be, you don't have to feel sad all the time. It's okay to feel sad, but you don't have to let it overtake you. And throughout the years I've been at college, I've had to work through getting over and coping and managing with sadness, and depression. For those of you who don't know, I do have depression. I do take medication for it, but I'm not ashamed of it, and neither should you. It is who I am, and it's something my mother and my father have, and I have, and the three of us take medication for it. So if you're watching and you can relate, then I don't want you to feel shameful. I've had to learn to recognize when I become overly sad or depressed momentarily. And sometimes the hardest part is recognizing it. You slip into this state of mind of feeling awful, and you don't recognize it at first. And then through practice, you get better at recognizing, and it dawns on you quicker and quicker through practice. So the hope is that you don't have to spend lengthy amounts of time in your depressive state. And when you do recognize within yourself that you have slipped into quite the depressing state, I would encourage you to reach out to someone, reach out to your family, like I do. I call my mom and my dad, and I let them know, and we work through it, and we just talk, and that is quite healing. And so, in regards to all this recent news of shootings, I am quite sad about it, but I'm not ashamed to be sad of it. And I hope that when stuff like this happens again, because let's face it, we don't live in a world where there is no pain. We live in a world where there is pain. And there will continue to be substantial amounts of pain for many, many years to come. So when this does happen again, which it could happen tomorrow, I would encourage you to not let it affect you to the point where you feel disabled. And I hope that you would seek out someone to call and someone to talk to let your feelings out. Because I can tell you from experience that that is quite healing for me. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to share with you guys, and continue to stay positive.